Hey guys, what's going on? Justin bossnasti Silva, representing Call of Duty eSports. We're here at MLG Dallas 2013. This is day number 2. Man, I feel privileged. I finally came across a League player. Sir, what's your name? What's your tag? Who do you play for?
My name is Clark Smith. My gamer handle is ClakeyD, and I'm the jungler for Team MRN.
When did you first get into League of Legends? How did you know League of Legends was what you wanted to play? And then did you ever try out any other MOBAs, so to speak?
I played original Dota a lot when I was younger, and from there I went to Han. I played a lot of Han, and while I was playing Han, my little brother Nick Wu was playing League of Legends, and he always told me to switch over, and I always told him, I think Han's better. But Han started dying out. League of Legends gained a lot more popularity, so I ended up just started playing it one day and never looked back.
Do you almost feel as though in esports sometimes we do have to start looking at things from a business perspective and realize that, hey, you know what, I love this genre regardless of what game it is. If this game is offering me more opportunities, it may make logical sense to go there. Was that kind of maybe some of what you inputted, or do you disagree with that?
I completely agree with that, but that wasn't my initial perspective. Okay. Like when I started playing League, I just started playing it for fun, and then one day it was just like, wow, this game is huge. And they announced the LCS thing, and you could play the game for a living. So, and then I just went down that path.
When did you decide? When did you find out that you wanted to play League professionally, or that just esports was like your passion? It took off. You wanted to do something competitively.
I've always been a very competitive person, and even before League, I played fighting games competitively. So I love competition. The problem with fighting games is that to make a living playing fighting games, it's super hard. There's maybe only 2 or 3 people that I can think of that make a living off playing fighting games. So that's very difficult. And then I just started playing League a lot more. It was more convenient. It's hard to go out to an arcade because a lot of them are closed now. So to play fighting games,
there ain't no arcades for League.
Yeah. So for League of Legends, you can just go home, play at your computer at whenever you want, and get into a game. And with solo queue, you can play with high skill players. And I don't know. One day I was like, I subbed. I was on an amateur team, and then I subbed for EG, not Evil Geniuses, but Epic Gamer at IPL4, and that's kind of like my first League of Legends pro experience. And ever since then, I wanted to keep playing.
So how did the whole Team MRN thing come around? Because obviously, yes, we do know MRN being more of the FGC. We know they're very big in fighting games. How did this kind of come around to League of Legends? How are you picked up?
I'm really good friends with Narn. I've known him for a long time from the fighting game community. Also, back in LA, we lived really close to each other, and we always went to the Dream Lab. It was a LAN center that we played at. So we both played LOL together. And he was just, a while back, he just like, let's make a team, let's do Team MRN. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And now we're in the LCS. You
guys had to qualify, and it seemed like there was a little bit of a hard time getting. Can you kind of just walk me through the experience of qualifying for it?
Initially, when we put Team MRN together, I think back in 2011 was when we first put Team MRN together under a different roster. The people that were the same was myself and Atomic and Mega Zero. We had Martin was playing mid, and we had a different AD player, which was Echo. I don't know what team he's on now, but yeah, we had a different mid and AD player, and we were planning to stick together. But Mega Zero went to college, and so he basically broke up the team. And then right before the LCS, they announced LCS, and right before the online qualifier was over, Mega Zero talked to Martin and said, hey, school's not taking up as much time as I thought it would. I'll have time to play League, so let's get the team back together. And we put the team back together, a week before the online qualifier, and we qualified online. Then we made it to the offline qualifier, and somehow qualified in the LCS.
Pulled that shit through. When you first started in the LCS, were you guys just nervous? Was there some intimidation kind of factors that were going in? Or do you just attribute it completely all to just maybe not being as prepared as the other teams and just learning as you're kind of going along? What was it?
I think for our team, 95% of it was just being more inexperienced than every other team. We had only been together before going into LCS and qualifying. We had only been together as a team for a week maybe. And even during that week, we didn't get much practice in. So our first 2 weeks of LCS were lackluster. And since then, we've done a lot better. Here at MLG Dallas, we had to do some last-minute roster changes.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's been rough, but I think our team's gonna pull together, and we'll see how we do for the rest of the weekend.
Okay. And once again, how many matches have you guys played so far today, and who have you guys played?
We played only one match so far. We played against Vulcan. Okay. We had to use a last-minute sub in that match. Today we will play against CLG.
Okay.
And Sunday night we play against Curse.
So, expectations for the CLG matchup and then for the Curse matchup?
It's hard to say because our original mid player Echo is really sick and he's unable to play. So today we flew in our actual sub, Nien Tanso, and he'll be subbing in mid for this weekend.
I love that name.
I know, he's awesome. So we'll be subbing him in, and I'm really excited to see how well he performs and how well we play with him as a team. Unfortunately, we had no time to practice with him. But hopefully we do well today and tomorrow.
How did the whole sub thing kind of come into play? Because now almost every team in the LCS, if not every team, has subs.
From my knowledge, every team is required to have 2 subs. Okay. At least 2 subs on their roster, just in case. Because LCS is such a big thing now, you can't have teams just forfeiting matches if somebody's not feeling well. So every team is required to have a minimum of 2 subs. So we have 2 subs, and yesterday, unfortunately, our 2 official subs weren't here. Yeah. So we had to we flew in Nien Tanso today. But as for the other teams, like CLG's using a sub, they're using Big Fat LP to sub mid because Chaucer's, I think, at a wedding. So I think it's good for every team to have a sub, and it's the rules now. I mean, I wish main roster could start every time, but sometimes shit happens.
Jungle Season 3 changes. What do you think? I mean, obviously we're already a little bit into Season 3, but Jungle has changed a little bit. What do you think about it? Pros and cons, your feedback.
Season 3 jungle is different from Season 2. People are playing a lot more, I guess you'd say, carry junglers versus the support junglers that were played throughout all Season 2. It's still really interesting, and there is a lot of new junglers that are coming up at, like, Diamond Prox playing Volibear and Nasus jungle and stuff like that. So it's really interesting.
How awesome is Riot with, helping you? I mean, do they really, kind of treat y'all like celebrities when you guys go out there? What's the experience like working with Riot and going out there and doing these LCS matches?
I really love Riot. I think what they're doing is absolutely amazing. Years ago when I first started playing League, I never thought it would be this big. But it's really awesome the direction that it's going, and I hope it continues to keep growing. And Riot has been doing a really good job of taking care of their players, so shoutouts to Riot.
Do you feel that there's more bans for champions that maybe need to happen? And the reason why people say that is because obviously champion pool is growing. Now we're at 100 plus.
Yeah, I think with the growing champion, the growing size of the champion pool, I think each team should have 4 bans.
When you go into rank queue or you duo queue or you just go into ranked in general, you get a lot of people that are kind of mirroring what they want to play. Like you have 2 or 3 people say, oh, I want to play top, or hey, I want to play mid, or 2 or 3 people say, hey, I want to jungle. Do you think that it would be a decent, if not good idea to have it be where you could pick what role type you want to play in rank queue? Like say, hey, I want to play support, so I know I'm going to get matched up with these other 4 people, and then bam, we got a full team. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about people bickering or fighting over what role they want to play. What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea. I thought of the same idea a while back with my brother. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much work it would take to put that into the client. Yeah. But yeah, if you were able to queue up into a game with the role that you want, like your main role and then your secondary role, and then you'll get queued into a game, so you have a set team. Yeah. I think it would make it much more convenient and easier to play, and less people will get upset. What
would be a new feature you'd like to see added in League?
I know that they're already adding replay system, but I think that's one thing that's really huge. They need to add a replay system. As far as that goes, I think this is a highly debatable topic, but a lot of people think that there shouldn't be in-game voice chat.
Oh, okay.
As there was in IHON, and I think Dota 2 has in-game voice chat.
Yeah.
I like in-game voice chat, but I think Riot isn't really a fan. So that's one thing that I would like to add into the game.
Okay. And I agree with that. I mean, I play a lot of League myself too. Not too much ranked. All like y'all pro fuckers do. The voice chat, like you said, I think it'd be awesome for them to add that. Even if they had a function where it was, hey, let's add it, but you could still mute them, even if you don't want to listen to them. Like you have the option to listen to them or not. Feedback on something that already exists in the game that you have for a feature that already is here, something you'd want changed, or you'd like to see changed, or maybe just balanced, whatever it may be.
I personally think that there should be a limit as to how many wards a team can buy at a time. Like there should be a timer on the wards, so you can buy one team can buy 3 wards, and then once the 3 wards are out, it'll go onto a timer and start refreshing, and then you can buy more wards.
Okay.
Having unlimited wards, coming from a jungle perspective, it's makes the game a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And I think when you just have a massive amount of wards, once you gain a lead and you ward deep into their jungle and you have vision everywhere, it's really, really hard for a team to come back from that.
Can you give me an example of maybe some teams you've seen doing that, and then how extensive was it?
I've seen a lot of the teams here use a ridiculous amount of wards, even at level 1.
That was about like 10 right off the bat.
I remember seeing a game maybe a couple weeks ago where CLG was playing. I can forget who they were playing against. But they're level 1. They legitimately used, I think, 9 wards at level 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and just warded everything. And it was ridiculous. So, I don't know. Okay. I mean, it's cool to see a lot of wards down, but at the same time, I feel like when you have that many wards, like, it kind of takes some of the, I don't know what the right word is for it, but I think it would be interesting to see the game with less wards.
Okay. What's the trend now? Do you feel that, like, buying an initial item off the bat is important? Or do you feel that that can be sacrificed to buy wards, other items, maybe not a boot per se?
Nobody's buying boots as a starting item right now because of the way that what they changed. They lowered the movement speed, the movement speed gained from boots, and increased every champion's base movement speed. So the movement speed differential between somebody that has boots and somebody that doesn't have boots isn't as significant as it was before. So starting boots isn't that big of a deal. Now I think supports is really important for them to forego any other item in level 1 and just buy all wards. Just the way the game's being played now, and it goes back to what I said. I wish the game had a limit on how many wards a team could buy. But yeah, supports now are buying pretty much exclusively all wards at level 1. And that's the way the game is played now. So you just had to do what you got to do.
If you were to give them some advice on jungling, like just bam, your 1, 2, 3 tips, or whatever you'd like to say, what's some advice that you would give some players out there who are looking to become great junglers themselves?
One of the most important things I think is being a jungler, you should always try your best to track the enemy jungler. You may not have vision of him, but if you know what buff he's starting at, if you see like where their mid laner is coming from at level 1, you know which side he's starting at, then you can kind of follow him in your mind where he's going through in the jungle.
Like keep timings or something?
Exactly. And let your team know where that jungler is and be ready to counter gank wherever he's ganking. Counter ganks are so much more efficient than ganking right now. So if you can keep track of the enemy jungler and you know where he's going to be, you can mirror where he's going to be and counter gank his ganks.
Would you eventually like to see League on like ESPN or something like that? I mean, do you feel that like we're on that track to getting there?
I think so. I really would like to see eSports and League of Legends be on like a national television. And I really hope that one day it's going to be considered an actual sport. And maybe, I think personally, maybe not in my lifetime, but eSports will maybe be in the Olympics.
Words of wisdom here from ClakeyD.
Words of wisdom. This is a tough one. I don't really have that many words of wisdom. I just want to let everybody know, I didn't know like I was going to be in the LCS. I just loved playing games my entire life. I've always played games, and the opportunity just came, and I seized it. So if you guys out there are looking to be pro gamers, I would say just keep playing, have fun, and maybe one day it'll happen.
Shoutouts, plugs, sponsors, partners.
I just want to give a shout out to Mad Cats. I love Mad Cats. Shout out to Riot, and shout out to my little brother Nick Wu.
Where can people find more out about Team MRN and then yourself?
We have a website. It's www.team-mrn.com.
Okay.
My Twitter is @ClakeyD, CLAKEYD. And my Twitch channel is twitch.tv/ClakeyD.
What can people expect to see from ClakeyD in the future?
I'm going to become the best jungler in the world.
Best jungler? It's balls deep. I was like, best jungler in the world. Period. ... Dump hammer. I love it. Well, Clakey, thank you so much for the time. I do appreciate it. Guys, once again, we're here with ClakeyD, jungler from Team MRN, here at MLG Dallas 2013. I'm Justin bossnasti Silva, representing Call of Duty eSports, man. Day 2, halfway through. We're going to go freaking take a damn nap because I'm tired of shit. So we'll catch y'all in a bit. Peace.
Gamer Grub is available at these fine retailers.